What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Got some excellent Borreload Savage action for you guys to check out. Of course, the cover card of Savage Strike and just one powerful ass Synchro Dragon. There have been a lot of good Synchros that we've been getting lately. Borreload Savage Dragon going to be coming out soon, early next year in the TCG. We had Junk Speeder, and this is going to be one of those decks that's just really focused on Synchro summoning, and obviously that means Crystron Needle Fiber might make an appearance because that is kind of like the Synchro Link monster, if you will. This is kind of a Borreload Savage Turbo variant, and he's going to make an incredibly powerful turn one board. So it starts with that Foolish Mass Burial. I know the TCG name is different. They just changed it for Soul Fusion, but regardless. Goes into Needle Fiber off of the Destrudo and the Armageddon Knight. Pumps out the Borreload Savage Dragon, and I don't know if you guys saw that, but he brought back the original OG Borreload Dragon that he dropped in the graveyard from the Burial. This thing is 4,500 attack and has 4 Borreload counters on it, or 4 Borreload counters. That means that this guy has 4 negates. Now he's not done because he has Malicious. Malicious plus Plague Spreader Zombie means you can Synchro Summon a bunch of times, and he brought the Plague Spreader out from the Needle Fiber. So that means he can drop another level 8 Synchro. This is player preference in my opinion. He actually is going to go for Bills, making 2 very big Dart Dragon monsters that are just very, very difficult to kill. I think that you could also potentially go for Omega. You'd be getting rid of an opponent's card, and then you'd still have the negation from Borreload Savage Dragon, plus a Needle Fiber that you can turn into maybe a Formula Synchron. There is another play here. Now, I think this is troll, though. I mean, you got Solemn Strike. Why not just set it? I think his opponent's going to scoop anyways. He's like, Cap, my Akashi can't handle this shit. But I don't know why you wouldn't set the Solemn Strike. That would like pretty much top off the turn 1, and I believe he's going to open pretty much with the same board, but it's going to be done a little differently here. He has Dark Grepher, the Foolish Burial to get the Borreload Dragon in the graveyard, make the Needle Fiber, and then pull Plague Spreader from your deck. I think really it's just about getting access to Malicious in the graveyard. So many people have realized Malicious in this era of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just so good because Malicious was really good during 5Ds. Obviously it made it so you can synchro multiple times in a turn, but during Vrains right now, not only can you link with it, but Konami is still releasing good synchro monsters, and you see he's still able to make that good board. Now this is where I tend to disagree, right? Because I think that there is a play here that if you wanted more disruption, because Borreload Savage Dragon is already a built-in negation, and by the way, when this card negates field spells, apparently your opponent doesn't get to keep them. They go to the graveyard. I didn't know that. That was a mistake in the video that I made. But what you could actually do here, right? You could take your Needle Fiber, you could turn it into a Formula Synchron. That would give you a draw. Maybe you draw in Hand Trap, and then you could actually take your 8 and you could take your Bills, and couldn't you turn that into Stardust Charge Warrior? Am I wrong about that, or am I right? I'm pretty sure you can make not Stardust Charge Warrior, Stardust Warrior, the big level 10 that we saw being summoned in TGs and some of the videos past. I think that would give you special summon negation, and it's like you have 2 types of interaction for your opponent right there, because Bills is cool and everything, but Bills isn't actually it's not really going to stop anything your opponent's going to do, and it's not immune to targeting. So yeah, you see he's going to actually negate the field spell for the crawlers, which that field spell is fucking annoying if you've never played against crawlers. Now at this point, he still has like multiple negations. He is going to go for Stardust Charge Warrior. He is going to take that, and he's going to make himself a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, which I believe is not going to be used this turn. Okay, fine. His opponent lives with 1,500 life points, but you can see this is a wrap. When you have a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, a Bills, and a Borreload Savage Dragon with 3 negates plus a Solemn Strike set, what the fuck you gonna do against this board? Especially if you have all monsters, and come on, bro. You needed this Trap Trick Strap on Nightmare like 2 turns ago. So he's going to attack. Crystal Wing's gonna negate it, I believe. No, he's gonna Solemn Strike. And this is the thing about crawlers. If you do Solemn Strike them, they will activate in the graveyard. Now, unfortunately for him, his opponent has like 50 billion negates. So even in the graveyard, he can simply negate it and attack over. But that's something you have to be careful with. If you ever run into crawlers, I know that they're flip based, and some players tend to panic and they want to negate their flip effects, but if you do destroy them with like a Solemn Strike, or even if Crystal Wing had just negated the effect of the crawler, it is going to activate again in the graveyard, and it would summon 2 more crawler monsters straight from the deck. So luckily he has multiple negations, but just be careful if you don't have multiple negations. A lot of times it's just better to let them get the flip effect off, then get 2 more monsters, because now you got to deal with 2 more different flip effects. But yeah, I'm pretty sure sure that he could have went for Stardust Warrior, which, you know, again, if you're playing against like another deck like Goki or something like that, having that Thunder King Ryo's special summon stopping ability is just really good, because you stop their Link summon, plus you got the Borreload Savage Dragon to stop the Goki rematch. GG, no rescrub, scoop him up. I'm gonna go ahead and pause for one quick sec. I'm gonna show you guys the deck. Alright, so this is what the deck looks like on paper, and I will apologize even before you guys pointed out in the comment section. I totally forgot with the new Foolish Burial, you cannot set any spells and traps to turn. You activate this, so it wasn't that he didn't want to set the Solemn or that he was trolling. He couldn't set the Solemn Strike. I was like, why didn't he set that? He has pretty much like a really good lock turn one. Just go ahead and set it and top it off. Yeah, he couldn't set it. So unfortunately, when you do activate your new Foolish Burial, you're not going to be able to set any of your Solemn cards, even if you do happen to have them in your hand. I went ahead and I made some small minor adjustments to this deck. I took out a couple of cards, like it was originally 3 Needle Fibers in here, but why would you ever really need 3 Needle Fibers, or even double like Link Karibo? That opened up the spots for Psyframe Lord Omega. It's another level 8 Synchro. You saw that you know, this deck was able to drop a level 8 Synchro. It's like nothing. Honestly, this deck kind of runs off of, you know, like the Destiny engine. This kind of reminds me of like old school Teledad and Dad Return and stuff like that, but it doesn't rely on Isolde, so you're basically just making a lot of level 8 synchros. So I threw some more in the Psyframe Lord Omega. As I did say earlier, I thought Stardust Warrior would be a better option than Bills, especially if you were going to use your Needle Fiber. You were going to go into Formula Synchron anyways. Like, why not just synchro with those two and have another piece of like legitimate disruption? Plus, Stardust Warrior comes back during the end phase, so it doesn't even like lock up your extra monster zone anyways. So yeah, I feel like Stardust Warrior is good. Plus, he was already running Stardust Charge Warrior, so you might as well just run the Stardust Warrior if you're already making a whole bunch of even level synchros, because this deck kind of revolves around 6, 8, and 10. So, you know, you want to have some 10s in there if you're going to go ahead and make those. The rest of the cards are kind of self-explanatory. Very small. Since you're running a hero package in here, Vision Arrow Vion, this card is just ridiculous, and you're running Shadow Mist, you might as well run some Mass Change cards. You know, you're going to be using the Hero Lives anyways, just in case. You can get your heroes straight from the deck, so, you know, you can run a small Mass Change engine just to have potentially, like, even more disruption for your opponent. Plus, he's running 3 copies of Allure, so if you ever draw these heroes and you don't want to summon them, or you can't summon them, just get them out of your hand and, you know, just go ahead and draw to your other cards. 3 Twin Twister, I assume that's for basically just going second, being able to rip those back row. Plus you have the like, you have Malicious to discard anyway. Same thing goes with Plague Spreader and Destruito. These are cards that if you discard them, it's really not a problem. Hell, you can even say the same thing about Shadow Mist. Like, if you discard Shadow Mist, not really not a problem. The card basically floats. A lot of these decks do run Red Resonator because you know, Red Resonator plus Dark Grepher, or Red Resonator plus Armageddon Knights get you Malicious in the graveyard, plus it's a Needle Fiber. So a lot of these decks will run Red Resonator. Red Resonator is starting to become just incredibly popular. I think its popularity is only going to rise as we get closer to Needle Fiber. But hopefully you guys enjoyed these short duels. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already. Turn on that notification bell for daily videos, and check out these other videos that I know you'll like.